yesterday, like this, where the machlokas Remeir, Reb Elazar, Reb Shimon, a woman who's bas Kohen, so she's permitted to eat it. She has no children, and she marries a Kohen, but the Kohen happens to be a P'tzua Daka. Okay? So if he has relations with her, she becomes defiled. Of course, it's a forbidden relationship. He just does Kedushin. Kedushin. Is she permitted to eat Truma? So in terms of herself, it's not a problem. But now that she's connected to a person that if he should have relations with her, he will defile her, is that enough of a connection that she's disqualified from eating Truma? Remeir says yes. But there was Kedushin. Rabbi Elazar Reb Shimon says no. Unless he actually has relations with her, she's not defiled. Therefore, she could continue to eat Truma. But why is she eating Truma? Not because she's married to him. Because she herself, in her own right, she's the daughter of a Kohen, she's permitted to eat Truma. Correct? That's what we discussed yesterday. Now, new question. What happens? He never did Kedushin. He took her to Chuppah. Suadaka, or somebody who would normally defile, let's say it was Kohen Gadol, he's not permitted to be married to a almana, to a widow. Or a Kohen's not permitted to marry to a grusha. Skips Kedushin. He takes her into his house to be full marriage, but Kedushin was not done. And he didn't yet cohabit with her. So it's called Chuppah. Chuppah means taking her into his domain. So where the Machlokes, Rav and Shmuel, Chuppah alone, does that disqualify from eating Truma or not? Rav says, Yesh Chuppah L'Psulos. That since Chuppah itself is closer to cohabitation, so the halacha is she's not permitted to eat Truma. Shmuel says no, since factually he didn't have relations with her, she's not defiled yet. Therefore, it's what? She's permitted to eat Truma. That's the machlokes of Rav and Shmuel. You got it? This is what we discussed yesterday. So then the Gemara wants to say, and that's what we're going to continue today. It seems to be that it's a machlokes tanoim. It's this argument, just as Remeir argues Reb Elazar Reb Shimon, that if you have kedushin, although he didn't cohabit with her, Remeir says she's not permitted to eat Truma because ultimately it's going to lead to that. Because if he will have relations, she will be defiled, right? So she already forfeits her right to eat Truma. That's Remeir. Reb Elazar Reb Shimon says no, until she actually is defiled, she's not defiled. So Mar wants to say, seemingly, Rav and Shmuel, that's the same argument. Although he took it to Chuppah, but the fact that he didn't have relations with her yet. Do we see already as a defiled person, and she's not permitted to eat Truma? Or would he say, no, since factually he didn't have relations with her yet, she's not defiled, she could still eat Truma. You following? No, Chuppah is closer to, he didn't do Bia. So that's the argument. So if originally Mar would say, it seems to be the same. So let's read inside. Amar Rami Bar Chama, Yesh Chuppah L'Psulos. This discussion, Yesh Chuppah, the Chuppah is Psulos, means disqualifies her. You see the bottom line on 57b. Norman, bottom line 57b. Amar Rami Bar Chama, Yesh Chuppah L'Psulos. This question of the Chuppah, does it disqualify her? Banal Machlos Remeir Reb Elazar Reb Shimon. Seemingly it's Machlokes, Remeir Reb Elazar Reb Shimon. Remeir Dama Kedushin Pasli. According to Remeir, who says that if he's only married to Kedushin, which he didn't cohabit with her, that's enough for her to forfeit her right to eat Truma. Chuppah Nami Paslo. So Chuppah also, since ultimately it's going to lead to Bia, that's a reason to disqualify, that she forfeits her right to eat Truma. Reb Elazar Reb Shimon Dama Kedushin Lo Pasli. If the P'tzua Daka or the Kohen Gadol just does Kedushin with an Almana. According to Reb Elazar Reb Shimon, right, Reb Elazar, she's permitted to eat Truma. So Chuppah also, even though he entered into Chuppah, since he factually didn't cohabit with her, she also should be permitted. I mean, until he crosses the line, he hasn't crossed the line. It's two separate things. No, if he did Kedushin, just Kedushin alone, that's the other argument. No, we're saying, because we'll see in a moment, because we want to say, the Gemara want to say now, if he skips Kedushin, Chuppah, maybe even Rabbi would agree she could eat. Kedusha means you're married. Chuppah without Kedusha, unless you have relations, Chuppah means nothing. It's not really, on a Torah level, it's nothing. You did nothing. If a man first marries a woman with Kedushin, so now taking her into your domain, you're completing what you did. But if it's not predicated on Kedushin, taking it just into your domain means nothing, unless you cohabit with her. But nevertheless, since it's closer to cohabitation, is that a reason to disqualify from eating truma? Okay, not a question. No. Reb Meir, for sure, you don't even need chuppah to disqualify her. That's what Morris is saying. More would say. Reb Meir doma kedusha pasli chuppah nami pasli. The Reb Elazar Reb Shimon de Omar amri kedusha lo pasli chuppah nami lo paslo. Morris says no. We might know. There's no comparison. Dil ma'adkan lo kam Reb Meir hosam elo b'kedusha in the koni lo. By kedusha, where he actually acquires her as a wife, she's called his wife. So therefore, that's the reason. Since ultimately it's going to lead to bia. Therefore, she's already disqualified now, even though he didn't yet cohabit with her. Abu chuppah de lo kono lo, but chuppah without kedushin, he did not acquire her. She's not called his wife yet, right? She's not called his wife yet. Lo, so therefore she still has the right to eat truma. Inami, that will go the other way. Ad kan lo kami Rab Elazar Reb Shimon hosom elo b'kedushin lo krivi lebia. Person just does kedushin. He's not permitted to cohabit with her yet, because she has to be taken into his domain. That's why they say she still retains the right to eat truma. Because yet you're far from that. Abul chuppah, the kravel will be a chup means you're in my domain. All he has to do now is just cohabit. So he's holding by cohabitation. So since he's close to cohabitation, even Rabbi Elazar Reb Shimon, so even though he didn't cross the line yet, she already forfeits the right to eat truma. Yeah? Hochanami de paslo. So therefore, the Gemara says it has no relevance. The question whether chuppah disqualifies or not without kedushin has no relevance to the argument of kedushin between Reb Meir and Reb Elazar Reb Shimon. Elo iko l'meimah plukto dani tana. We have another argument. Listen to this. The Tanya. Nisu. Nisu means they're fully married. Zu v'zu ksheros upsulos. Let's say the Kohen marries a kosher woman, or he marries a woman he's not permitted to be married to. For instance, a Kohen Gadol marries an almona. A regular Kohen marries a grusha, divorcee, right? Okay, good. It says nisu, they were nisu, zu v'zu ksheros upsulos, whether it's they're kosher women or not kosher women. O shenichnus l'chuppah, or they went into chuppah v'lo nivalu. Yeah, they entered into chuppah, but they didn't cohabit with them. So we're speaking about the women are what? Bas Kohen. So it says ochlus mishalo. They eat. He's obligated to support them. V'ochlus b'truma. And they eat truma. 1 second. Nichnusu. So it says nisu. Then it says, and if they entered into chuppah, it's anonymous, right? Evidently, the Gemara says nichnusu mechlal di nisu mamish. If nichnusu chuppah means what? Nisu means it was concluded. Elav gochi nichnusu chuppah lo nivalu. So what does it mean? It means they entered the chuppah, but they didn't have cohabit. Because if they cohabited, there's no way they could eat truma. They can't eat truma. Uktani, and what does it say? Nisu, and it means they did not. They entered into chuppah, but they didn't cohabit. And it says what? Ochlis mishalo. They're permitted to eat. He's obligated to support them. Ochlis b'truma. The Tanakama says, but yet they can eat truma. How could they eat truma? They entered into chuppah. So you see clearly, even though they entered into chuppah, but he didn't cohabit with them, they retained the right to eat truma. Rabbi Shmuel ben Osher, Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka, Rabbi Yochanan, Shmuel the son of Rabbi Yochanan says, Kol shebiyosam achiloso, chuposam achiloso. Meaning, if after he cohabits with her, she's permitted to eat truma, then the chuppah allows her to eat truma. You hear what it means? Let's say the Kohen marries a kosher woman, right? And now he consummates the marriage. She's permitted to eat truma. Even if she's not a bas Kohen, correct? A regular woman marries, becomes a wife of a Kohen. So if cohabitation allows her to eat truma, the chuppah will allow her to eat truma. But let's say a Kohen cohabits with a grusha. She becomes a zona. So there, that disqualifies her from eating truma. So then the chuppah will not allow her to eat truma. So here we're equating chuppah, even though he didn't yet cohabit with her, but chuppah is the equivalent of having relations. That's Rabbi Shmuel, the son of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka. Kol shebiyosam achilos, if the cohabitation will allow it to eat truma, the chuppah will allow it to eat truma. Kol she'ein biyosam achilos, but if the bia itself will not allow it to eat truma, meaning it will defile her, and chuposam achilos, then the chuppah will not allow it to eat truma. Mimai, Samar says, so seemingly, this is the argument. Does the chuppah, although he didn't have relationship, but since he's close to that, is that enough to disqualify her from eating truma? So it seems to me this is the argument. Mar says, no, Dilma, Rabbi Shmuel ben Osher, Yochanan ben Baroka, Reb Meir Svilei. He holds that Reb Yochanan ben Broka holds like Reb Meir. Dama kedushin loachlo. So that's what it means. There was kedushin. There was kedushin. So Reb Meir, it's not because of the chuppah. It's because there was kedushin first. Dama kedushin loachlo. Hai kosher in biyosem mechiloso. Ein b'chuposem mechiloso. Kosher in biyosem mechiloso. Ein kaspo. He says no. He says if that's the case, it shouldn't say, if we're speaking about this chuppah here was predicated on kedushin, it shouldn't say, if the bia she can't eat, the chuppah she can't eat, it should say, if the bia she can't eat, then marrying her, kaspa, giving her money, kedushin. How do you marry a woman? By giving her something of money, value. Me by Dilmos versus Aidi, the Tanakama, Doma Tanakama chuppah, Ami inami chuppah, because Tanakama says even chuppah. Tanakama holds, factually, there was chuppah, right? This has nothing to do with it. He says, even if there was kedushin and chuppah, what's the halacha? If he didn't cohabit, you're permitted. So it's Tanakama, that's Reb Lozer, Reb Shimon. And so Reb Meir says the same thing. He uses the term chuppah, but it doesn't mean chuppah. The main thing is kaspa. Omer ba'amram, hamilsa ein lon, omalon, this, regarding this issue, omalon Rav Sheshes, varinin le'ainun maslisin. Regarding this issue, Rav Sheshes cited a Mishnah, and he illuminated our eyes from this Mishnah. Regarding this chuppah alone, does it disqualify her from eating truma? Yesh chuppah l'psulos, he said, we have proof that a woman enters chuppah, even though the Kohen did not cohabit with her, that's enough to disqualify from truma. Even though there was no, she wasn't actually defiled. But if she's already in a position that she could be defiled, that's not a reason for her to forfeit the right to eat truma, even though she's a bas Kohen. No kedushin. No kedushin. Betanatuna, what is it? Listen to the story. Now, if a woman becomes a suspected adulteress, right? The husband first, he forewarns her. I don't want you to go sequester yourself with this man. She violates his forewarning. She does. Then afterwards, the husband, she says, I'm innocent. So the only time where he's permitted her, she has to go to the Beis HaMikdash, and the Kohen adjures her with an oath. She has to take a shvuah. She has to take an oath that she did not commit adultery at various points since they're married. Since they're married, she did not commit adultery. And then she drinks the water, and if she's innocent, she doesn't die. If she's guilty, she dies. Right? That's what Torah says. Now, the halacha is, what happens after she becomes not permitted to him? The husband cohabits with her. The water is not effective. Water will not be effective because it's a sin. Because he had a forbidden relationship with his wife, since she was not, the miracle of the Mei Morim, this Mesa will not take. What happens if there was only Ersin, and the question is, maybe the adulterer had relations with her before he consummated the marriage. There was Kedushin. Let's say it was Kedushin. He forewarned her during Kedushin. Just forewarned her. Then he goes, subsequently, he goes to Chuppah, he consummates the marriage. Now, witnesses show up later and say, we saw your wife, she defied your warning, she sequestered herself with someone. Before you were fully married. So it comes out in that case, the question of the adulterer having relations with his wife was before he actually had relations with his own wife. The halacha is, if the adulterer has relations with her before he actually consummated, the water again doesn't work. Does not work. Yeah? The Mei Sota will not work. So two things. If he had relations with her after she was forbidden, he can't give her the water. And if the adulterer had relation before chuppah, that before he had, also not. It has to be after he consummates the marriage fully married, then there's a question that she committed adultery. Only then does she drink the water. We'll see, there's going to be a problem with the oath. Because we learned in the Mishnah, Omein shlosatisi arusa. Hear this? She says, I did not commit adultery when I was in arusa. Arusa, that's after kedushin. So the Gemara is going to ask a question in a moment. She takes, I did not commit adultery when I was in arusa. But when you're arusa, that's prior to the husband having relations with her, right? We'll see in a moment. Unesua. I did not have relations after we were fully married, so that's okay. We'll see in a moment. Shemeris yovam. I did not have, let's say she was a woman in waiting. Shomer Siyavim, the Gemara is going to ask him that. His brother dies, she falls to Yibum, and she swears, I did not have relations when I was bound to you, although she wasn't his wife. The Gemara is going to ask a question. She's not his wife, so why is she liable? Right? Let's say she committed adultery then. She violated a law. It's not adultery. Right? If a woman in waiting, right? The Gemara is going to ask that also. Ukdusa. And I did not commit adultery after the Yibum was performed. So the Gemara is going to ask, Knusami is referring to the Yibum. I did not commit adultery post-Yibum. Okay? Nesua means fully married. I mean, he married her conventionally. Knusa means he performed Yibum. I did not commit adultery when I was a Shemer Siyavim. That's pre-Yibum. I did not commit adultery after Yibum. So Knusa and Nesua means the same thing. Except it just came about differently. Okay? So now the Gemara wants to know. The shua, the oath that she says, I did not commit adultery when I was Narusa. So the Gemara asks, Hey Chidami, what exactly happened? Is it that he forewarned her when she was Narusa? Right? 1 second. And he's giving her the water to drink when she's still in Arusa. Arusa bash mishtiik. Arusa is not a woman you give to drink the water. Why? V'tanan. Arusa of Shemer Siyavim lo shosas lo notas ksuba. A woman's not Arusa, which it's suspected she may have committed adultery, or Shemer Siyavim. They don't drink, and also they don't take a ksuba, because since there's a question, they may have committed adultery. So what's the halacha? Until they prove, and since there's no way to prove that they did not commit adultery, we have the principle of Haraya. If you want to extract money from someone else, the burden of proof is on who? The one who wants to extract the money. So since there's a question, they may have committed adultery. And if they did commit adultery, there is no ksuba. So therefore, he doesn't pay the ksuba. Correct? They don't drink because they're only in Arusa or Shemer Siyavim. Ella, so that can't be the case where she swears, I did not commit adultery when I was Arusa. Ella, listen to the Kani Lokshi Arusa, Vistatra. He forewarned her when she was Narusa and she went into sequestering. Subsequently, he married her, fully married. Okay? And our witnesses come and tell us that she sequestered herself before the marriage. So right now, they're fully married. There's this post-marriage, full marriage, it becomes revealed that she violated his forewarning before the chuppah took place. You hear the story? Okay? And he's giving her the water to drink when she's fully married. Also, it's not effective. Why? So if that's the case, what happens? He was unaware that she sequestered herself. He had relations with her after the chuppah. Now witnesses come and say, by the way, she sequestered herself before. So that means he had relations, forbidden relations with her. It may have been inadvertent, doesn't make a difference, but he had relations with her. If that's the case, the mayim doesn't work. But it says over here she does drink. Right? So evidently we're speaking about a situation that he didn't violate. If the husband is cleansed from sin, he did not sin with her, that's when the water verifies whether she committed adultery or not. But if the husband had relations with her after, the question arose whether she committed adultery, so we're still in the quandary. What exactly is the shua? She did not commit adultery when she was Narusa. What is the case? Listen to the story. He forewarned her when she was Narusa. Vistatra, and she went into, hear this? He didn't have relations with her. Hear what happened? What's the problem if she's fully married? If he had relations with her, that means it's a sinful relationship. The water's not going to work. So you know what the case is speaking about? She was Narusa, he forewarns her. She goes and she sequesters herself, and now he goes to chuppah. But he has no relations with his wife. He did not consummate the marriage. So here she's fully married, and what is he doing? And we're trying to verify that she committed adultery between Ersin and chuppah. Okay? So see, this would be a good case. But the Gemara says it's still not good enough. Because the halacha is he has to have relations with, he has to have sexual relation before she commits adultery. Otherwise, the water again doesn't work. Right? That's Gemara's Gemara. Shmamino, yesh chuppah lepsulos. So we have a proof that yesh chuppah lepsulos, that we see the chuppah as if they had relations, even though they didn't have relations. Right? But in Mashkelo, yesh chuppah lepsulos karin, that's called tachas ishech. That means she committed, we're giving her the water when she's under her husband. So the connotation, we look at it, see it as if they had relations. So in terms of sin, he never had relations with her, so the water is going to work, is going to verify. But in terms of halacha status, it's as if she had relations with her husband. But the Gemara is going to ask a question. Amar Rava, so Rava says, "V'tizbra damataretz." You want to bring this as a proof that yesh chuppah lepsulos, right? Do you think is this a legitimate Mishnah? V'ki oser Rab Chanina bar Chanina midromo. When Rab Chanina, Rav Achman came from the south, he came, he brought a braiso. It says, Mabali de Ishech. What is it considered adultery? If she had relations with another man besides her husband. What does that mean? If she never had relations with her husband, she cannot become a sota. Even if she committed adultery. Meaning she's a sota, but the water's not going to work. Because the shvu she takes is, you had relations with another man besides your husband. That's the oath she takes. And she says no. And she swears she did not. Mi shekodmav shchivas baal leboel. The husband had relations with her before the question arises whether she committed adultery. You want to bring a proof that when she enters the chuppah, even though the husband had relations with her, she's a candidate to drink the water, but if the husband had relations with her, that means she committed adultery prior to the husband have relations, but there's a prerequisite that the only time the water works, the husband had to have relations with her before she committed adultery. He didn't tell the man never had relations, period, with his wife, the husband. Yet, okay, she committed adultery between Ersin and Chuppah. Chuppah, he never consummated the marriage. So he never sinned with her. Right? They went through Chuppah. But again, we're still not there yet. Yeah, because he had to have a relationship before she committed adultery. So it couldn't have happened. So we're back to square one. So Rava says, therefore, what you're citing here is not a legitimate brisa. It's not legitimate. So back to square one. So what's the oath that the Kohen makes her swear she didn't commit adultery when she was not Rusa? What exactly is the case? Even if she did, it shouldn't work. You got it? Good. But then we'll see that the Gemara is going to say that. Even though one man doesn't normally, let's say he consummated the marriage, let's say he married her with Bia. Right? Let's say he married her with Bia. And then subsequently, he forewarned her before the chuppah. That's Amar Rami Yocham, Mishkach Slokot Shibol Lea Arusa. The Beis Avia, he had relations with her when she was not Rusa, when she was still in her father's house. The Kavos Gabi Shemeres Yovam. So what's the case of Shemeres Yovam? You didn't commit adultery when you were in Arusa or Shemeres Yovam. He had relations with her. Normally, when a person performs Yibum, he brings the widow to his house. He had relations with her when she was still in her father's house. Shibol Lea Yovam Beis Chamiyah. Somewhere asks a question. Shemeres Yovam Korisle. Ishtam Al Yohi. Hear this? He says, the Kohen makes us swear you didn't commit adultery when you were Shemeres Yovam, but if you had relations with her, she's not called a Shemeres Yovam, she's his wife. That's the first question. The Kohen makes us swear you didn't commit adultery when you were a woman in waiting. He says, you know what the case is speaking about? He had relations with her when she was still in her father's house, with the Yavama. He says, if that's the case, that's a full-fledged wife. That means he performed mitzvah Yibum. After Yibum's performed, what does the woman become? She becomes his wife. So how could you refer to it as Shomeres Yavam? So again, we're still in this quandary. What exactly? So Arusa we answered. Right? Arusa is good. Right? But Shomeres Yavam is the difficult one. You following? Okay, good. Go ahead. What?
In the Yavam situation, I see, but in the situation, we accept that she doesn't join his wife absolutely.
No, he did Kedushin. He did Kedushin, and then he cohabited with her, which normally he doesn't. He did, for whatever reason. Subsequently, he forewarns her. Subsequently, she commits adultery. It's a question whether she committed adultery. So therefore, now, he had relations with her before beforehand, so now she's a candidate to drink the water.
That case is good.
That case is good, but Shemeres Yavam is the difficult case, right? See? Look, you see, we're making progress. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay. Dohamar Rav Kona Lakol. Meaning, even, let's say it was out of desire. We had earlier a question. If a man, let's say, marries the Yavama, cohabits with just for sexual desire, the question is, does she become his full-fledged wife regarding everything? Somewhere says, the Rav Kona Lakol, she's his regular wife regardless. Right? Somewhere says, Kishmuel. The Lokona L'chol Advorim. It's not called fully Tachas Ishech. It's not called Tachas Ishech. El Dvorim Amurim Beparsha. Only what's written in the Parsha, meaning regarding inheritance, but regarding, let's say, contaminate her, all those other laws which aren't stated in the Parsha, she's not his full wife. So, therefore, okay? Mar says, Midu Tamel the Rav. He says, the whole discussion we're discussing is going to Rav. Right? Right? Rav is the one who has Yesh Chupad Lepsulos. Rav. Right? So, according to Rav, Hamar Rav, Kona Lakol, Hochma Eskinon, Keva the Ovaba Maimer Beishami. We hit a case, what it's speaking about. He went, according to Beishama, if a person does Kedushin with the Yavama, according to Beishama, she's his full wife. Right? We hold it's rabbinical. Beis Hillel holds it's rabbinical. You cannot marry, give money to a Yavam, say, Areva Kadesh's means nothing. Beishama says, no, it's Kedushin. She becomes an Eishes Ish. She's a married woman. Although you did not perform the mitzvah Yibum, right? She will still need a get and chalitza if he doesn't do Yibum, right? But Bishamai says, Maimer, she's a full married woman. The Maimer Kona Kinyan Gomer. Tomorrow, 1 second. Ihochi, Haina Rusa. So if that's the case, what are you speaking about? Shemeres Yavam. If the only way Shemeres Yavam has relevance to what's his name, has relevance to marriage, that you had to do Maimer. So if that's the case, we speak. He makes her swear she didn't commit adultery when she was not Rusa, and also of Shemeres Yavam. So it seems Shemeres Yavam is independent of Harusa. It's two different stages. But if you say the case Shemeres Yavam, he did Kedushin, like Beishamai, so if that's the case, she is a Rusa. She is not Rusa. She's not Rusa plus. So what does he have to? What do we have to say Shemeres Yavam? You didn't commit adultery when you're Shemeres Yavam. But if we're saying if she's not Rusa, right? Utamech nesua kenusa la'avchara milsi. He says so. It's a variation. It says he makes us swear you didn't commit adultery when you were in the suah. What is the meaning of kenusa? Kenusa means where kedushin, where yibum was performed. Either you became a full wife by chuppah, or you became a full wife by performing yibum. So what does it mean? El the nesua didei ukenusa dechavrei. What does this mean? He says over here, 1 second. Nesua didei means a case where she was his wife unrelated to what's his name? Unrelated to Yibum. Ukenusa dechavri means he went and performed Yibum on his brother's wife. We have two variations. You have two cases of Nesua. Takes a woman, marries a woman. Fully marries a woman, that's Nesua. You didn't commit adultery when you were fully married. Or if it's the wife of a brother, Yibum, you didn't commit adultery after I did the mitzvah Yibum. Also, but it's another tie. They're both the same status. They're fully married. They just became fully married differently, either because they entered into chuppah, or they had Yibum, one or the other. Hachanami arusa didei, shomer shiyavim dechavrei. It's his arusa, same thing. He married the woman, but she's a shomer shiyavim because she's the widow of his brother. Rav Papa Amar Haitana Hudatanya. So that's how we answered it, because we had a difficult. How do you have a case of what? A Shemer Siyavam. So we said he married her, Kedushin, like Beishamai. But it's a dochik, right? It's a dochik. It's going like Beishamai. We don't rule like Beishamai. Rav Papa Mahaitana Hudatanya. No. What was the difficulty? The difficulty was, she's not eligible to drink the water unless his relation preceded the adulterous relation. Okay? 1 second. Haitanu Tanya, a makanin law la rusa la shkosa kshi arusa. right? 1 second. You cannot forewarn in Arusa. To make a drink, you cannot give the forewarning when she's in Arusa. Lashkoski she Arusa. Avomaksha Lashkoski she Nesua. Yeah, this case. Meaning, to forewarn a woman, and then she sequesters when she's in Arusa. If she's still in Arusa, she cannot drink. But let's say you forewarned her when she was in Arusa. Don't sequester yourself. And now he marries her. There's a Tana holds that she could drink. Although he never had relations with her. He didn't have relations. He went to Chuppah, didn't have relations with her. So there's such a Tana. Rashi says, 1 second. Yeah, what happened? He forewarned her when she was Narusa. Went to Chuppah, had relations. But during that time, she did commit adultery. But the forewarning took place then. Subsequently, she goes and she sequesters herself. She defied his warning 6 months later. There was Ersin. I don't want you to go with this guy. Now he marries her, full marriage. He has a relationship. Now she violates his warning after they're fully married. So when was the forewarning? The forewarning was from before they were fully married. The Tana says that's a valid forewarning. Even because when did the sequestering take place? Later. After. So when he had relations, it was a permitted relations. Right? Because factually she wasn't a sota yet. Because the sequestering was after they were fully married. Okay, 1 second. Vaitanahu, yeah. 1 second. Yeah. The second shot Rashi says like this, that this Tana doesn't hold the concept of Menucha Melvin, that if a husband has relations with his wife, and he's not aware that factually she sequesters herself before they were fully married. But it only comes to light after they're married. Even though he had relations he wasn't permitted, but since he didn't know, it's not a problem. She's still eligible to drink. You hear this? That's how we're answering. So there's no proof. We want to bring a proof that when a woman enters into chuppah, even if he doesn't have relations with her, we see it as if he did have relations. Right? Mor says no. He had relations with her. She sequestered herself before they were married. She was forewarned before they were fully married. He entered the chuppah, he had relations with her. But now he did a sin. This Tana doesn't hold her that problem. It's not a problem. Even though he had relations with her when he wasn't permitted, that does not disqualify from drinking the water. Okay? That's the way Rashi learns. Rav Nachman Yitzchok, Omar al Yidei Gilu. Simple. Factually, what do we say? How could you make a drink for what happened before? He didn't have relations. It says she wasn't tachas yishech. This is Gilgul Shua. What Gilgul means. You can't make her swear just on that itself. But once she's swearing on other things, you can go back to that. You understand? He forewarned her. She could have committed adultery, and she sequestered herself after they were fully married. We don't have witnesses, anything happened before. But factually, if you see she's already a woman who can't be trusted, who knows what could have happened before they were married? I mean, fully married. Maybe after Kedushin, she committed adultery. That's the oath you make her swear. So to make her swear directly on that, you can't. But if you start after and you want to work your way back to earlier, that you can. Okay? Al Yidei Gilgul. Sholach Rav Chanina b'Shmei Rabbi Yochanan Osem Maime b'Yevimto. V'yesh lo ach. A person that marries his Yevamo, does Kedushin, and he has a brother. Yeah? He has a brother. Afilu Kohen v'Kohenis. Posel min haTruma. Yeah? He's a Kohen, and he has a brother Kohen. Posel min haKuna. Yeah. Why? Now, 1 second, 2 seconds, 2 seconds over here. Meaning like this. We're talking about Bas Kohen. Bas Kohen is a Yevama. She's permitted to eat Truma. Let's say the Kohen goes and gives a marriage. The Kohen who's the Yavam does marriage. Marriage already changes the equation. See, if there's only Zika, she's really not connected sufficiently. What a regular Kohen marries a regular woman who's not Rusa. She's not permitted to eat Truma because she's not fully married to him. Right? So the moment he eats Truma, the moment he does Kedushin, she cannot eat Truma any longer. That's what he says. So what's the Chiddush over here? 1 second. Yeah. No, which means like this. If Ruvain, the Kohen, does Kedushin on the Yevama, he has a brother who's also Kohen. If he has a brother Kohen, let's say the brother now would do Yibum. On a Torah level, she becomes the second brother's wife. Because the way we rule, marriage to a Yevama means nothing. Rabbinically, we see it as if he's married to her. But on Torah level, he's not married to the first one. So it comes out, if you hold that he can disqualify her, so until Ruvain, the first brother of Kedushin, consummates the marriage, does Yibum, she's not permitted to eat Truma. Yeah, because what happens if Shimon, the other brother, goes and does Yibum now? He's not permitted to both. Both of them have to divorce her. Rabbinically, we see her as a defiled woman. Again, let's say you have a woman's a daughter of a Kohen. Now, there's one brother. And there's only one. He does Kedushin. Not a problem. What's the problem? But whatever. Just Kedushin. No Yibum. He does Yibum. It's his wife. Of course she eats Truma. Right? But let's say he does Kedushin and there's another brother. There's another brother who's a Kohen. The other brother preempts the first brother who did just Kedushin, which on the Torah level means nothing. Rabbinically, we see her as his wife, as brother A's wife. Brother B now goes and does Yibum. What's the halacha? On a Torah level, she's married to B. Rabbinically, we say, no, something. You have to give a get, and the first guy, you need 2 gittin over here. The second person has to give a get on the Torah level. The first one has to give a get on a rabbinic level, and chalitza has to be given by either of them. One of the two have to give a chalitza.
Not both.
No, because we don't see the Yibum as a valid Yibum. There's only one Yivam here. You only have to give chalitza to terminate the connection to the first brother, the one who died. Okay? So therefore it says she cannot eat Truma. Again, Shalach Reb Chanin B'Shem Reb Yochanan Ose Mayim B'Viyimto Yesh Lo Acha Filu Kohen V'Kohenes Posla Min Akuna Leman Ilem the Reb Meir. Oh, maybe according to Reb Meir. What does Reb Meir say? If a Ptsua Daka goes and does Kedushin on a Bas Kohen, Reb Meir says she can't eat Truma. Why? Because since Kedushin is destined to have Bia, that's enough to disqualify her, although she was never defiled. According to Reb Meir. Right? So the Gemara says no. Even according to Reb Meir, he would disagree with this. Why? If he's married to her on a Torah level, Psudak does Kedushin on a regular woman, a Bas Kohen. No. There, she's destined on a Torah level for Bia. She's married to him on a Torah level.
Right.
That's why he disqualifies her. But over here, when he marries her, it's only rabbinical. So therefore, Meir says, no, you leave it at a Torah level. Lo achla midoraisa. Rabbanim Yom, Meir say that somebody's destined to have relations, which will only be disqualified on a rabbinic level. Is that a reason to disqualify from eating Truma? No, not at all. Meir's case is a person's a Ptsua Daka. He's a Kohen that is not permitted to marry a regular woman. If he would have relations with this woman, he'd make her into a Zona. Right? She's a regular Jewish Bas Kohen. She's not permitted, but he only did Kedushin with her. Meir says that since ultimately Kedushin leads to Bia, although she hasn't yet been defiled, we see her as a defiled woman. In that case, are they married on Torah level? Yes, they're married on Torah level. The case we're speaking about, Yavamei did Kedushin. Are they married on Torah level? No. Right? She's not married to brother on Torah level because she's a Yavama. So therefore, Meir would say, even though ultimately, if the second brother would have relations with her, she's not permitted to either. But that's only on a rabbinic level. So Meir says, until you have relations, you retain your right to eat truma. If on a Torah level it's meant to be consummated, that's when you forfeit your right to eat truma. But here on the Torah level, there's no relationship. Therefore, she retains her right. What's that? Elo Reb Lozer Reb Shimon. So the Gemara says, he says, it can't go like them either. If where she's destined to have relations on a Torah level, that's not enough of a reason to disqualify. Over here, you can disqualify her? Definitely not. So therefore, he rejects it. That if a person does maimer on what? On his Yevamo, everybody agrees, both Reb Lozer, Reb Shimon, and Reb Meir, she's able to eat. Yeah? Yeshlo acholol, but let's say he has a brother who's a cholol. Oh, so cholol means what? That means if he has a relation with her, she becomes a zona. Right? Yeshlo acholol, divya kol eino chelos. Lo nechu elo shehi nos lo get. What happens? The brother who gave her the, what's it called? The mimer gave her a get. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Uchelis. Rabbi Yochanan says she eats. Why? Because it's only rabbinical. Shloksham Ein Uchelis. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Uchelis Afilu Reb Meir. Where did Reb Meir say she's disqualified? That's where he's married to her on a Torah level, so therefore it's meant. But over here, which is only purely rabbinical, even after he gives the get, because the kedusha was nothing, the get is nothing. Why? Over there, because over there the Kohen is able to provide truma elsewhere. That's the reason why she can continue eating. Since the cholol, he has no right to provide truma whatsoever, and she's connected to a man. She could be connected to a man who has no relevance to truma. Lo. Choseres poska minei ukrovel veinosha. He says no. Over here, you could say also, let's say he would divorce her, right? Yesh lo achila b'choseres, where he divorces her and then he wants to remarry her. 1 second.
Did he do Bible first? What are we talking
No, give me 1 second. Because no, which means, let's say he divorced her.
Okay.
He divorced her. So she goes back to her father's house.
Right.
So she also has relevance to Truma, even though he's a cholo.
Okay.
Right? Okay? Shibin Omer, Hani Mil Yeshlu Lachem Mokamacher, Avol Hocha, Elo Ach Mokamacher, Lo, Chi Hochanam Yeshlu Achilo Bechoseres, Choseres Poskabin, it's understood. Ukrovel Veinosh, Avol Ho Agidole. But over here, what is it? She's connected as a Zika, she can't go back.
Right.
So therefore, that's enough to disqualify her. Okay, further. Boimini Rav Chia Bar Yosef Mishmuel. A question was posed to Shmuel. Kohen Gadol shekiddush is aktana. A Kohen Gadol marries a minor. Okay, now a Kohen Gadol is only permitted to marry a basula. Yeah. So if he marries a minor, 1 second. No, but 1 second. It's not a problem. She's a basula. Ubagra tachtov. Then she becomes 12 and a half years old. At the age of 12 and a half, she's not considered a full basula. Because as she gets older, it's from minorhood to being a nara till 12. Beyond, when she hits 6 months, we say her virginity starts deteriorating. So even the Kohen Gadol is not permitted to marry a Bogeris. He's not permitted to marry a Bogeris. Yeah? 1 second. And now she becomes, so he married her when she was a Kanana. Now she becomes a Nesua. Is he permitted to retain her? Ma'u Basa Nesuin Azlinon. If you go after Nesuin, so it's a problem. Does he have to consummate the marriage when she's before she's a full Nara? So then he has to divorce her. He's not permitted to be with her. Oh, Basa Ersin Azlinon. You go after Ersin, meaning originally. So when did he do the Kedushin? She was a Ketana, so it's okay. Amalei to Nisua. This question was posed to Shmuel. He says, we have a brisa to Nisua. This Armal is Skarshim and Nisuin. Psulos. It says if they're divorced, they're widowed or divorced from Nisuin, then what? Then post, they can't eat Truma. No, then they can't eat Truma. right? Min ersin ksherus. But if there is min ersin de ksherus, right? So what does he clearly? That they're chalola. That although he married them before, right? Min ersin ksherus. Almad psul kunan basin sunas linon. Right? It says according to Rameir, if he divorced her, Kohen Gadol was married to a woman, then it says if they became widowed or what's his name, Almana Kohen Gadol. 1 second. They're gonna eat truma. It says this armalo nisar shumin anasu. Reb Loz and Reb Shimon. If it's min asu and psulos, min ersin de ksherus, right? But the question is, but if he married her when she was a ktana, why she psulos? Even if there's nesuin.
Didn't we say that after a day is valid?
No. Again. But we say if he's permitted to retain her, he married her when she was a minor.
Right.
Now he dies after nesuin.
Right.
So it says she's not permitted to eat truma any longer. The question is, but if you go after Erisin, why shouldn't she permitted to eat truma?
Yeah.
She should be permitted.
Yeah.
The answer is because you go after nesuin. Since when she was in nesua, she was not a full virgin any longer, so he wasn't permitted to be with her. That's what we're saying. Amalei l'shavi chalol kimbodli the biohi the masher chalola. He says regarding chalola, that was never my question. Kimboile v'isha b'sula yikach my kicha the kedusha binon kicha nesuna binon. He said. He says the Mishnah is speaking about something that has no relevance. The Mishnah is speaking about a Kohen marries an almana. Kohen Gadol marries an almana. So therefore, of course, everybody agrees. If he has a relationship, she's finished.
Right.
We're talking about something else over here.
Okay.
He married a minor. The Mishnah's not talking about a minor. I'll show you from the Mishnah, according to Reb Loz and Reb Shimon, that if he doesn't consummate the marriage, he's permitted. It says that's not our discussion. Our discussion is he married a woman that he's permitted to marry. Our shaila is when it says in the Torah she has to marry a virgin, does it mean a full virgin? Does it mean at the time of the kedushin, or when it becomes a complete marriage? That's he says. It says v'hu isha b'sula yikach. My kicha. What does the word kicha mean? Kedushin binon. So if that's the case, she was a b'sula. She was a ketana. Odil b'nesuna bin. No, means when you do the nesuin, she has to be a full virgin. And at the time of the nesuin, she's a bogeres. She's no longer a full virgin. So she's not permitted to him. Even that we learned in the Brisa. I mean, our Mishnah before has no relevance to this discussion. He says that Iris is almono. Yeah, this is interesting shayla. A Kohen Hedjin does kedushin on an almana.
Okay.
She's permitted to, right? V'nismanali is Kohen Gadol, and now he was appointed to be the Kohen Gadol. So now we got a problem.
Yeah.
So when he married her, he married in a permitted state.
Right.
Now, when he's going to complete the marriage, it's a woman that he's not permitted to be with.
Yeah.
So do you go after the kedushin or do you go after the nesuin? Right? So it says in the Brisa, yichnos. He's permitted. So you see from there that you go after the kedushin. Right? It says he marries, does the kedushin when he's an ordinary Kohen, even though subsequently he becomes Kohen Gadol, he's permitted to do nesuin. So what do you see? The whole status of this issue is based on kedushin. So the same thing over here. If he marries her when she's a ketana, although he doesn't sue when she's a bogeres, it's not a problem because everything's determined at time of kedushin. Right? Seems it's good raya. No proof. Shani hosam. The yikach isha. There it says by marriage. It says yikach isha. So since over there when he married, he was permitted to take her. Right? He was permitted to take her by the Kohen because he wasn't yet appointed to be what? To be the Kohen Gadol. It says, Isha came b'psula ba'amov yikach Isha. Ba'isha de kroi serum minom rabida lekamon dim iris almonov v'nismana kohen gadol. Yeah, the word Isha. Yikach Isha hochanami ksiv Isha achas. He says here also says Isha. It says Isha. It says Isha b'psula yikoch. Right. It says Kiyim b'sulab mi'amav yikach Isha. It says achas v'lo shtayim. Hear this? He says He says you can't derive two things from the same pasuk because it's the same Isha. He says Marois. So why do we prefer one over the other? We say if when he marries her, he's a ordinary Kohen, even though subsequently he becomes a Kohen Gadol, he's permitted to commit it. So why do we say the same thing here? He says Hodishtani Gufa, Lo Ishtani Gufa. In terms of a woman going from a full psula to a partial psula, there's a change in her body. That's a greater chiddush. Here, in terms of her, she's the same woman. He married her originally; she was an almana. Almana is a state; it has nothing to do with her physicality. As a result of that, I prefer to say Isha allows that, but does not allow this. So regarding the other thing, there's no proof. We have no proof. Therefore, that brisa would not be a proof. That if he marries her when he's the Kohen Hedged, subsequently she becomes the Kohen Gadol, that we allow him to retain her as a full wife.